Hey everybody, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about weapon lights and then I wanted to do an unboxing. So here's something to keep you visually entertained while I proceed. I just cleaned this thing today. It was pretty darn dirty. I run a Surefire on my pistols. They're X300 Ultra. It is an excellent weapon light. It is durable. As I've mentioned in other videos, man, this thing has seen so much abuse, like thousands upon thousands of rounds. If you look, you can see just how crudded up the top of the bezel is, and it just keeps kicking out light, guys. I think it's probably time for new batteries for this one. Another 3,000 or 4,000 rounds on it's killed the batteries again. But excellent weapon light, but it suffers from a few things, notably batteries. Having to replace those causes issues, and I don't really get a lot of light out of the batteries just because recoil tends to just beat them to death. Since the last time I replaced these batteries in this light, probably about 1,500 rounds downrange, and the batteries are now dead. And I literally did not use the light as a light. See, and we can see like they're just freaking dying. Yeah, and we get a little bit, but I need batteries, right? So that's obvious. And so that's always an issue with this particular weapon light. Now, there's newer and Guccier out there. The new Mod Light PL, I think 350. It is an excellent light. I've had an opportunity to go hands-on play with one, and it is bright, and it is an excellent light, and it's rechargeable. And I think probably that rechargeable battery is more recoil resistant than, say, the CR123s. That Mod Light is $350. The Surefires are still just under $300. If you dig around, you can find some deals on them sometimes, but you're still talking almost $300. Now we start meandering down to the bargain portion of the scale. The Streamlights. Streamlights are decent. I like their Streamlight pistol light, and I think you can get that for between $130 and $150. I don't think it's quite as durable as a Surefire, but I will say this, their warranty service is immaculate. So if you get a Streamlight, you have any issues with it, then they'll take care of you. But the Streamlight suffers from the same issue as the Surefire, in that it needs CR123s, and the CR123s don't seem to like recoil that much. So rechargeable options, I think. Well, let's talk about some rechargeable options. Now, Olight makes a pistol light, and I have played with them, and they are reasonably bright, but Olight is just always kind of goofy. Like, they get like 9 things right and 1 thing wrong, and maybe I'm giving them too much credit, but they do pretty well in some regards, and in other regards they don't manage to get their life together. Like, for instance, I think I have one of their bigger weapon lights. If you look, like, this thing is bright. It's rechargeable. Like, let's see, good light output. But if you look at the mounting interface for the light body, very small screws hold this to the mounting bracket. And if you, bang into stuff or have any issues, that'll give way. There's at least one durability video out there where a guy beat up the light, and the light kept working, but the bracket failed. In addition, the tape switch interface, if this bumps, it'll pop right off. So once again, it's not a hard use item. It just can't handle that bright light. But there's some just kind of disqualifying features or factors with this light. Same thing for their pistol light. It doesn't have an external tape switch, but it suffers from that goofy magnetic charging. See, actually, I think I have it over here. Yeah, the one of their Valkyries. They're newer ones. The form factor is decent. It is rechargeable. Blah, 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 blah. This one actually is one of the older ones that takes batteries. Right. But just too many goofy things, too many problems. Like, these lights just suffer from problems. So I can't really consider them a hard use item. I want Olight to be better than they are, but I can't recommend them to anybody. If you choose Olight, if that's like your light and you love it, it is what it is. But if you do any digging, you find out that Olight tends to be plagued with issues, customer service issues, falling apart issues. There is one recorded instance of a guy who had a Olight flashlight in his mouth, and he was working on his car, and he died. Now, let's be clear. I think that while that light was in his mouth, he touched it to the car battery accidentally, I do believe, but nevertheless died. Now, I'm not going to test that out with a Olight or any other light to see if I die, but, you know, there's a cautionary tale in there nevertheless. So that brings us to where we are now, the current state of affairs. Really, I guess there's two, right? Surefire, Streamlight, Modlight. Make it three. I apologize. And depending on your budget in that spectrum, you pick, you know, based on your what I want for durability, what I want for rechargeability, how much I want to pay. Well, as it just so happens, I saw when I was looking around a Fenix weapon light. Now, when I tell you that I literally just got this and I know almost nothing about it, I haven't watched any reviews, but I will tell you that in general, Fenix lights I've had really good success with. I have had a Fenix flashlight of one stripe or another for probably over 15 years now. Got turned on to them by Joe Moe of Ackley's Defense and Moe Guns or Moe Firearms down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And Joe, back in the day, was like, hey, Fenix lights are really good, reasonably inexpensive, good output. And he wasn't wrong. So, like I said, I have had Fenix lights of one stripe or another for over a decade. And I have personally never experienced a failure. Now, I do know two individuals who have had to send Fenix lights back for warranty service, and both of them were taken care of satisfactorily and quite rapidly. That'd be Mike and Dan. Hi, guys. So both of those guys said really good things, so all I can think of is, well, you know, I can try this out. You know, I don't know that I'm going to carry it on my duty gun for work, but maybe. But I do want to test it out. And as it just so happens, you guys probably are aware that I do a lot of shooting. So, you know, my ability to test this thing out through a lot of recoil and, you know, random casual abuse is definitely there. It is present. But you also get to see an unboxing. By the way, if you just need to open packages, the Milwaukee Fastback and others of its ilk, I like these a lot because they have a replaceable blade. Perfect for opening things. You know, not so much for others, but in that utility, they're pretty awesome. So let's unbox this thing if I can get it open. And let's see what we get. Then I'm going to, I think, test fit it onto a gun and then see if it fits in the holster or holsters that I have. So a couple curiosities. Obviously, it's probably not going to be fully charged, so I'm not going to play with the output or anything, but let's just see what the heck we get for all our money. So we get the light itself. Ooh. And man, that's a small bezel. Looks fogged too. Something about the battery. I think you gotta take a tab off before it'll work. So the instructions, charging cable, spare O-ring, and spares, a different rail. So you got a 1913 rail and a Glock rail. I'll probably have to swap that because I'm going to put it on Gen 5. So I'm going to not read the directions and just kind of figure things out. Okay. All right. And let's get crazy. Break out my Glock 45 and let's just test fit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the rail, but even without changing the rail, it fits nicely. Now, here's the holster that I wear at work. Seems to fit. And here's one of my duty holsters. It's owing to the fact that the light is shorter and it's a 45, so it's not a full length slide, but still fits. Retention still seems to work. So that's initially good news. So I'm curious. I want to try this out and see what happens. But initially kind of hopeful, guys, because like I said, Phoenix has really worked for me really well in other capacities. And I think this is their first foray into a weapon light kind of environment. So let's see what happens. 2,000-3,000 rounds downrange. We'll see if it's still working, see how I like it, see what the output's like, and I'll let you know. Guys, as always, I appreciate any comments that you wish to make. Subscriptions are always appreciated. If you share with your friends, I really, really appreciate that. If you're not already subscribed, I'd love it if you did. And lastly, if you ask any questions in any of the comments, I do my level best to answer them. So if you do have any questions about anything that I've presented or you want me to go further into it, let me know. Like I said, I'm not recommending this. I have literally no affiliation with Phoenix aside from I'm happy with the other products of theirs, but I'm really curious to see what this does when I try it out. Guys, I hope this video hasn't been too long. Thanks for putting up with my rambling. You guys take care, stay safe, and I will talk to you soon.
Get him, Jay.